Man, probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah. All you got to do is push the back button. That's all you got to do. Push the back signal.
Try not to think about the future too much so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Y'all hear that noise? It's that chatter, baby. Welcome to the Sports Chatter Show. It's your boy, Coach Lee. Tuesday night. Happy Taco Tuesday for those who indulge. Man, trying to run one with you guys. With that being said, we got to bring in the professor. I'm giving him a new nickname because that man be owning and all knowing. Holla out to my boy, Uncle Leroy Jr.
Hey. Hey, this your dude, Uncle Leroy. Don't say the Leroy without the Junior. Look, we kicking it on this Tuesday on the Sports Chatter Show. And let's get it started. Before we get it started, definitely got to holler at my guy all the way up there in the Boston Bean. The home of the Boston Baked Bean. Wait, the home of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Boston Celtics, man. Like, what's
Don't mention that in my name. Don't mention that to me in the same sentence, man. I don't root for these guys, but they got a game one tonight. They're going home, as I promised, in May. Now it's time for the Heat to cook it up.
Oh, that's how we rock it?
Who to all the Celtics fans. Y'all got lucky.
Uh-oh. I'm about to say, as soon as you started saying that, your internet started dropping, man. So it's like, hey, you can't be saying, screw the Boston Celtics fans while you're on live right now. I guess it's, they're going to mess up your internet.
Sure are, man. They probably looking for me right now.
Yeah, I mean, because definitely I want to see, because I think, you posted that in the group so tell us a little bit about this whole little event where you was like, I think, video recording, burning a jersey? A basketball jersey?
So a friend of mine, shout out to my boy Mason. We had a bet for $100 that, I thought the Bucks was gonna win. He thought the Celtics was gonna win. He turned the bet into me burning the Bucks jersey that I was wearing currently that day. So I said, yes, we can bet that. Absolutely. I would bet that Giannis jersey. I have about 7 of those left. Over $100. I'll take that any day of the week.
Hey, that was greatness because I told you on the show that the Bucks were gonna lose, and you was like, "Oh no, they're the best," and I told you that, like way in the beginning of the season.
Well, disappointments for them, but there was no excuses. The Celtics went out there and took it, especially in Game 7. I forgot that you don't want to play the Celtics in a Game 7 in Boston. I forgot about that. Interesting fact: the Celtics went out there and dubbed them dudes.
Hey, but for those that definitely want to see the recap of, see the video of our guy too burning his jersey, which was greatness. Y'all check out our group, Facebook group, Sports Talking Friends.
Absolutely.
So, what we got up today, man?
Man, before we get started, I know tomorrow is the basketball show, but I know some people on here have a rooting interest. The Pelicans got the 8th overall pick in the draft. Number 1 overall pick goes to the Orlando Magic.
Wait, hold on. You just did a switcheroo on it. We were cheering.
I know y'all wanted that number 1.
Right. I was like, hold on. We were cheering for the Pelicans, and then you said, oh, that we didn't get the number 1 pick? How did that go?
Got number 8.
But don't they get the Lakers? Don't they get the Lakers pick too, or no?
I think that is the Lakers pick.
That's the Lakers pick.
What, number 8?
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
So we do appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. I speak on behalf of the organization, the Pelicans organization. We do thank y'all.
Hey man, that's I guess it's like my unofficial second team, if it's such a thing. Got to support my brother, man. So shout
Right
out
back
to the
at you.
Pelicans, man.
Hey, appreciate that. You're a good
The Lakers
guy.
are gonna trade right back for that pick. The Lakers are gonna give y'all AD back for the 8th pick.
You know what? Hey, come here.
And cash consideration. But man, speaking of pick and speaking of basketball, first thing tonight, the Sports Chatter Show, we talk about topics that happen in a group. Hey, some of them be fire, some of them be dust, but everybody be chattering. That's what it is. So first one up tonight, we got the Beast in the East. Shout out to our man Jesse Murray. He submitted this one. See, the meme says LeBron fooled us. East is not easy. They got KD, Harden, Giannis, and Embiid. I don't think it's the same East that LeBron was in, though. What y'all thinking?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, because right now, the East has been looking tough. Like who won it last year?
East won it last year, but they was one and done.
Hey, I'm just saying, so that is true. That is not a good comeback. It was like, wait, who won it last year? It was like, wait, they won it. Damn.
Matter of fact, since LeBron has been in the league, I think we were talking about that earlier. They been in the league since 2003. The East has won it 8 times. He was on 3 of those teams.
Wait, your boy Uncle Leroy public school smart. So 2003 minus 2022.
That's what, 19 years?
Damn. Wait, and the East has only won it 8 times?
8 times.
And does that include last year?
And that includes last year.
And you may note that I believe the only team in that span to repeat was the Heat.
From the East, yep.
Mm-hmm. One of LeBron James's 2 out of 3 tops.
Yep. Let's be real. We remember what that East used to look like when LeBron was over there. After he got past the big 3 in the Celtics, it was smooth sailing. Who was his competition at that point?
I mean, but you got to realize, what year we coming in? Because we're talking about was when LeBron James with the Cleveland Cavaliers, or was he with the Miami Heat?
Well, I'll say he really didn't become who we know him as until he got with the Heat. He was he was carrying some luggage in Cleveland the first time. He got him there, but he got thumped. But from a competitive standpoint, he didn't get past that threshold till he went to Miami. So we can take it from there.
He was setting the stool up. I mean, he was a young guy in the NBA at the time, and he was coming in his own. And I mean, when he did what he did against Detroit, that was something special. We all knew the Cavs wasn't going to beat that Spurs team, but it kind of started a trend that no matter what series LeBron was in, he was going to be in it. The Celtics beat him, but it took the Celtics 6 games one year and 7 games the next year. So it wasn't a stretcher like that. LeBron knew in his mind, like, hey, the way these guys are playing the game, they're old guys. So they're going to use their physicality. They're going to do a lot of that stuff. And it's kind of like Michael Jordan when the Detroit Pistons started beating him. But he went to the gym, got a couple more pieces, and then the Bulls were able to roll. LeBron went to Miami, got some troops, and was able to roll. The Eastern Conference is definitely different now. LeBron's strategy and the way he strategizes things, went a long way for him. A lot of those guys now in the Eastern Conference don't really have the strategic motive or the physicality to do what LeBron James did in those years in the Eastern Conference. It's very hard.
Now, let's take this back. Now, going back to the MJ days.
Okay.
MJ came from out the East, right?
Yep.
Yes.
What position did he play? He played the guard position. Right. And since the West, with Magic, Kareem, all these great guys. what? They were bigs, right?
Right.
And that's how the conferences has been up until this day. Well, up until recent times. Now let's keep it 1,000. So the game of play really didn't shift. Now in the East, they were always full of guards. That's always how it's been. The West has always been full of big men. Like you got Hakeem, the Dream, you got the General. You know what I'm saying? So when LeBron James came in the league, he was a hybrid type of player. You know, he was able, he was a big guy, but he was also able to control the ball. So to him, yes, it was an easy type of game. But, at the end of the day, the East is always going to be the East, and the West is going to be always going to be the West, because it's bigs versus lives. That's how the game looks to me. So has the game changed a bit? Yes, because now guess what? The East have bigs. That's the only thing. Guess what? Every person on there is a big. You know what I'm saying? Well, not everyone, but the East now have bigs. They've always been known for their guard play, but now they got bigs, and at the end of the day, guess what? The bigs are playing like the guards, shooting three-pointers. So what do we have here?
That's true. That's true. Let me ask you this. Who would you say was LeBron? Okay, other than the Celtics, well, as he got past them, who was LeBron's biggest competition in the East at that point?
Miami. That's why he went to him. If you can't beat him, join him.
They gonna come for you, man.
Hey, I'm just saying.
At that time,
just keep 1,000.
No, not even the Heat, because the Heat was even in that time was struggling. The Heat was a bad team.
I'm speaking about when LeBron James was at Cleveland.
No, when LeBron James was in Cleveland, he had a good rivalry with Gilbert Arenas and the Wizards. He had a good rivalry with the Celtics.
Yep.
I mean, you wouldn't call Orlando a rivalry, but Orlando did beat them in the 2009 conference finals. Miami was kind of bad at the time. Yep. Young Howard and those guys, but his battles, the epic battles with Washington, I can remember when Gilbert was at the free throw line and LeBron's talking to him for a free throw. Gilbert misses the free throw. Like, those are LeBron's early matchups. The Detroit Pistons, sitting there, that's an achievement in itself, man. You beat those guys, team that just beat the Lakers the year before with a supposed dream team.
Hey, you know what? You talk Lakers.
It's not easy because they're
We're only
not
talking
LeBron.
about teams that's in the playoffs right now, man. You can't bring up the Lakers.
They can't beat LeBron, so that's why it's not that easy for them. LeBron kind of had a method, and it followed him for a very long time. But a lot of methods, after time, they kind of stall. And this is what it kind of is now. And when LeBron seen that, he went west.
Damn.
It is what it is, player.
Man.
We only talk real stuff on here. He went out west, and he knew who to go to out west. He knew he can go snatch another one in L.A. So LeBron's not really mad if he doesn't win another one because he already got one. That's the key to the goal, baby.
Dude, I think we had this conversation yesterday. I know we're not talking about this Walt Disney souvenir, right?
Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan.
That's like having Mickey Mouse ears. You know what? I'm going to order me some Mickey Mouse ears. And every time I hear you talk of that championship that LeBron has in Los Angeles, I'm going to put that on my head every time.
It's what one day the Warriors try to make real. They try to make real.
I'm sorry.
Try to make it real. You try to make it real? New Orleans trying to make it real. Hopefully with the Laker players, y'all can make something happen. It's been a long time.
Hey, man, we have no problem with sloppy seconds, man. Check the Saints out with the Dallas Cowboys and check our Pelicans out. Hey, we have no problem as long as it wins. But I think we went farther in the playoff than y'all did, so.
Oh, no, you did. Congrats, man. Every garbage can gets a steak.
Huh?
Even the garbage can gets a steak.
Every dog has his day.
Dang, I've heard of that, but that's like, you never been in the projects and people on food stamps. You ain't getting no steak. You must get a sirloin pork chop. That's about it.
Oh no, times
have
changed, man. Times have changed. It's 2022. They on the stripping steak wave now, man. No telling what's gonna be in 2040.
Man. But so let's take to these comments on the post. What are they talking about?
We sure can. So these comments on the post, Corrente says nope, it's not. He made it look easy. Yeah, okay. LOL is taking the East years to get back here. Facts.
Right.
So if Luka wins it all, does it make him better than LeBron? No other All-Stars. Somebody said, besides defense, in my opinion, he's already better. No, not yet.
All right, so wait, let's go see what some of the names are, because I think, because everyone who's tapped in, with our live stream can see this up here. But we do, you can catch the replay on all podcast channels. So what are the options up at the top? I think I seen Booker.
As far
on the post, what the post reads? They got the big three. So what are your options? So we got James Harden. We got
Embiid, the process, and the Greek freak, Giannis.
Look at me. I said Booker.
You got Trae Young, man.
Ice Trae the game. I'm a fan of his. So what?
Jimmy Butler.
He icy smooth.
Jimmy Butler's the best player in the East right now. Do y'all agree or disagree with that?
In the East, right now.
Or Jason Tatum?
Yeah, I'm about to say, it's between them two for me. But Jimmy Buckets he told his team, man.
I mean, he's at the same point that he was last year. So, I mean, until he gets past this same point, I mean, he's just still the same guy that can get him close. So, I'm going with Jason Tatum.
But you got to think, in the time that LeBron was in the East, some of the teams that were winning, you had the Spurs dynasty. Kobe was still winning.
Right.
So I think the West was a lot harder then. But let's check out some more of these comments. Who we got from Nico? I don't see no one getting past Golden State, just things that make you go, Byron, or is this why he left? We talked about that. Let's dive into that chain right there. So Jesse said he scored 50 points in the finals against Golden State. Stop it. He left on top, shaking my head. That was an 8-year start. Let's talk logical. Okay. And then Byron says, what they got to do with him leaving the East? Dealing with Milwaukee and Boston is a logical reason to leave the East. I know y'all really don't want to be honest about that, but let's not forget KD, Uncle Drew, and Brooklyn, and Jimmy Buckets. In Miami, Embiid, and Philly, all I'm saying is the East is clearly had a shift in depth and just so happened to leave. Yeah, okay. Boy came to the West after everything was broken up. Everybody in the West was kind of the rebuilding.
Nah, he just did. I mean, that's what happens,
that
man.
Was.
It's similar to Hulk Hogan. It's like Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan left the WWF when it got stale. He went to WCW. He wanted the money. He wanted, be treated Hollywood, and that's what LeBron did. And Hulk Hogan won the WCW title. LeBron won the NBA title with the Lakers, man. You know what I'm saying? It all worked out. And then, unfortunately for my Lakers right now, we're really looking like WCW right now. Unfortunately,
good analogy.
Maybe fortunately for us, we got a lot of money, so we're never gonna break fold or file bankruptcy. But it feels like WCW right now. This is LeBron James and WCW right now. And he forgot he went to TNA. Hulk went to TNA too. So
let me
LeBron and the big three coming up soon.
So do you think they had a lot to do with it with LeBron heading out west? Because you got to think at the time he went out west, the Lakers was in the middle of a rebuild. They had a good young roster. They have cap space. They had all their draft picks at the time. So he found a good landing spot is all I'm saying. Just like in Miami. Found a good landing spot.
Of course.
Exactly. That's all it is. Landing spot money.
And an opportunity for him to, continue his legacy, as you can say. Because, at the end of the day, he came from Miami. So he has to go to a team where he can be the focal point because, he got a lot of slack by going out there to Miami. So, let's think about that super team that he had with what? Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, him. This was a
Mike
super
Miller,
team.
Ray Allen.
Exactly. So, there was a lot of skepticism about him because it's like, hey, okay, how you can consider yourself the king and yet you go over here to Miami to someone else's team. And so, he still had a lot to prove. So I think, by him going out there to LA, out there to the West, it was a good landing spot for him.
I'm looking at this comment from Jesse. He says, this is not the same East LeBron played in. Stop it. Also, LeBron missed the playoffs, 2 times in the West and got knocked out of 2.
Hold on. I'm going to pause that for a second. We got knocked out one time out the playoffs. We got knocked out one time out the playoffs. He got an injury the first year. I believe the first year before he got hurt, we was first place in the West. We was rolling. He gets hurt on Christmas. Second year we win the championship, and then injuries derailed us. This year we didn't make it this year. So in all, it's kind of like this mentalization. It's not more like, oh, the West was better. No, if LeBron James was healthy, AD's healthy, we winning the championship right now. I ain't listening to nobody, man.
But you know how that translated to me? You said when you said this, if the West was better, blah 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 blah. So that means y'all were worse. Is that what you're saying?
No. Injuries.
You said the West wasn't better. You said it wasn't like the West was better. So that just means injuries. Y'all were worse.
No.
Yes.
LeBron James LeBron James is a mechanical type of guy. He knows the strategies in order for him to succeed. He went to the West for a reason, and he had that reason, and it was about to go, all the way good. And then injuries happened, and it's kind of like bad karma happened to him, I guess. I don't know. You're not going to go to Miami and win chips. Oh, you're not going to go to – hold on. Look at this. For him to go to Miami and win chips and then go to LA and do the same thing he did in Miami, that would be crazy, right? That would be wild, right?
That is not a championship in LA, bro. Like, that is not.
It's a championship, regardless of what you can say. I'm gonna just P one from JJ Reddit real quick. We can go through a whole bunch of championships that are asterisks. But we're not going to go through that because at the end of the day, they are champions. Something that the New Orleans Pelicans can't get. And I understand why you're mad, but you can't be mad at reality because it's hitting you in the face right now. When you look on your Googles, when you look on your internet browser, you're going to see champions. You're not going to see anything else but champions. So respect it and just go along with it and hope the Pelicans can get one in the future.
He said the Pelicans.
Go Zion.
Oh, in the back
Go
of
Zion. They should have the Lakers in the front of their jerseys. Laker replacements.
I'm googling Laker championship.
Oh my God! Oh, he's gonna just put the asterisk. He's gonna edit and copy he's gonna copy an asterisk onto the page and send it to me. Oh God!
Yes, I'm glad you know it. While I'm getting ready to copy and paste, I think we got to take a quick break. We got to pay some bills. We've been talking for a while. I need to drink my beer or something. But look, we're gonna be back with more of the Sports Challenge Show. Y'all sit back, keep them comments coming.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's cornerback Delvin Breaux here from your favorite team, New Orleans Saints. I just want to go ahead on and give a shout out to STWF Media for allowing me to come on and talk about my testimony, my story, and also talk fantasy football. I just want to say thank you, man, for the honor. I appreciate you, man. Y'all make sure y'all tune in tonight at 7:30 Central Time. Bro Show out.
Shout out to the Bro Show. I think he already scored a touchdown up there in the CFL, if I ain't mistaken.
Man, shout out to him. He out there doing this thing in the Canadian League. And he also gave a shout out for the baby shout. So, we tapped in with you there, D-Bro, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. But so, hey, wait. I got some results now,
Tabulations come in.
Hey, I got some stuff. I got some bullets. Now it's time to fire.
Damn, you got some more bullets for me, man? Damn.
So, amidst the pandemic, what did that mean?
I don't understand your logic, but yes, pandemic happened, yes.
Because, like they said right here, it says 2019 to 2020, the Lakers acquired Anthony Davis from New Orleans Pelicans in 2019, and under the leadership of LeBron James. Are you serious? Like,
Yes, LeBron James was a teacher. AD was a student. I'm gonna teach you how to win a championship, even through a pandemic. But go ahead, keep chattering about it.
and new head coach Frank Vogelway. That's worse than who was that? I forgot that dude. Huckabee. That's the worst name than Huckabee. So won a 2020 NBA championship amidst a pandemic.
Hey, when they called the troops to come back out, the troops came back out. Unfortunately for the rest of the teams in the NBA, not the Pelicans, because I mean, even through a pandemic, they're gonna be home anyway. The Lakers were able to, win the championship. We are the champions, my friend. We got the singing on that night. We got the toast on that night. We got to celebrate on that night. And guess what? I'm gonna still celebrate.
Amidst the pandemic. That's the key word.
Because
So
that's what it is.
you have fun. I'm sorry. Next.
Just to show the Western Conference dominance, there's been 51 title games. 27 has been won by the West, 24 by the East. But this is why I say the dominance. Of that 24 from the East, 6 came from the Celtics and the Bulls.
I was
Half
about to
of them
say
came from 2 teams.
I was just about to say yes.
Celtics got like 90 of those shits.
Say again?
Celtics got like 90 of them.
Yeah, that's
1950 championships. You want to talk about asterisks? Those 1950 titles through 58 don't count.
Yeah. I don't count none of them. We still around on the back of the bus. I don't count them. We couldn't participate. They don't count.
We don't count
Best
them.
athletes was chilling.
No. We ain't doing that.
Y'all got me laughing. I ain't even got no comeback for that. But hey, what's the next topic?
Well, we talk about old time, so good segue for the next segment. Generational talent.
Uh-oh.
This one comes from, I think, yours truly, if I'm not mistaken.
Thank you.
He throws some gems out there from time to time.
Hey.
What past NFL player would dominate in today's game? Right off the bat, you said Warren Moon, Uncle Leroy.
Yes. And one of the reasons why I picked Warren Moon because he, was it Randall Cobb, and even Cunningham, but not Randall Cobb. I forgot the other guy's name, and Antoine Randall. But these guys were the cornerstone of being able to throw the ball, run the ball, and catch.
That Slash in Pittsburgh.
Exactly.
He went hard until he started crying.
So, and with this being a pass happy league and a mobile quarterback friendly league, because that's what all the quarterbacks now, all the top quarterbacks are mobile, like Patrick Mahomes. He's not as mobile, but he does have the ability to move the pocket and run the ball. You got Russell Wilson, you got even Joe Burrow. He has the ability to move the ball, move the pocket and run the ball. So let's not even talk about Lamar Jackson and, of course, big play Taysom Hill.
Oh, man. Oh, my goodness.
Nice.
We try to keep a credibility on here, man.
I tried, man. I had to throw that in there. Well,
He slid it in there.
You was consistent. You was very consistent.
Well, maybe not Taysom Hill, but y'all get the idea. So, it's a really pass happy league, and a league that's quarterback friendly to, that's friendly to a mobile quarterback. So that's why I picked Warren Moon.
I like that. I was a big Moon fan. Moon and the Moon Patrol.
Yes, and let me throw a little stats out there. So he had 49,325,000 passing yards. He had 22 rushing touchdowns right there, and a passer rating of 80.9, and a completion percentage above 50% at 58.4.
As much as he threw, that's pretty damn impressive.
Right.
Now that is the man right there. Now that is a quarterback. Right there.
So who y'all got? Appreciate that. Who y'all got?
Awesome.
Right out the bat for me, I got to go with Dan Marino, man. Keep it quarterback friendly. Dan Marino.
He's on everybody's list. He was on my list.
Dan Marino was slinging that bad boy, man. And this was back. It wasn't no 5-yard rule.
Okay.
Why was it?
I'm saying, but there was a reason why he never won a championship, though. I mean, he had a great arm. Like, what do you think? Like, do you think was it the IQ? Was you think it was the talent, or was it just the Dolphins he played for?
I think the Dolphins. I don't really remember him just having a consistent run game. In the playoffs, just like in basketball, when it turns into a half-court game, playoffs it turns into a possession game. You got to control the clock. You can't outshoot everybody. That's why
every pass that's incomplete, the clock stops.
Yes,
and that was him. He can throw that ball up and down, like you said. He can throw the ball up and down the field, and throwing the ball 50 times a game was nothing to him. So, all right. I can think that.
I see Bo Jackson on here.
Oh, Bo Jackson, definitely.
Now this one I don't really get. I get the first part. I don't get the second part. Michael said Reggie Bush and Mike Vick. Mike Vick, yeah. I don't see the Reggie Bush. He didn't dominate when he played.
Yeah, he's kind of like one of those names. Like maybe he went to college like later in his career. Maybe
he dominated what he's known to dominate was college. That's what he did. I mean, come on now, this guy was a freak. He was a phenom in college.
His pro career was underwhelming.
Yes. For sure. A lot underwhelming. Speaking as a Saints fan, and as a Saints fan, that's the only type of fan I was. I wasn't a fan of Reggie Bush, but I was a fan of the Saints. So, I mean, I'll say that he actually changed the game for college. That's all.
Okay. Shout out to Darnell. Prime time. Totally agree with that.
Shout out to Prime Time.
He can dominate right now.
But guys, man, y'all like to run people over though? I like to run people over in football. I like to feel the pain in football. I like to run people over. So one guy I know that would be able to play in today's league with the lack of the holdouts and everything else that happens in the running back world. You need fullbacks. I would take Mike Allstar in a heartbeat to play any generation. That guy right there is going to make sure your number one running back is real good coming playoff time. You see what Warwick Dunn was able to do in a lot of playoff games. You know what I'm saying? Their QB at the end of the day really couldn't get it done most of the time. But it wasn't the running game's fault. Mike Allstar, definitely number one on my list. He was the first person I wrote down. I'm a Cowboys fan, but one guy I would watch over a Cowboys game is Mike Allstar. Any game with Mike Allstar, I wanted to watch it. Because when I went on the field, I wanted to play just like him. Somebody was going to feel it.
Hey, I was a Mike Allstar fan when he played for Tampa Bay. That guy was a beast.
Yes, he was.
And he was playing halfback, too.
Yes, him and Warwick Dunn. But he was holding that field.
Teams.
Imagine
teams had somebody like him.
He went to Purdue, right? If I ain't mistaken. He's a Boilermaker.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him running it up a little bit in college.
Yeah, he was at Purdue. I'm going to say I'm a later fan of what you call it, Mike Allstar when he became the halfback.
In the halfback.
That dude was a load, man. That dude was a load,
man. Bring fullbacks back, baby. Bring them back, baby.
That ain't happening.
Yours
football games missing them.
I said Reggie White, LT.
Reggie White.
Mm-hmm. Jerry Rice. I said Joe Montana because I think every offense is a hybrid of the West Coast offense right now. Short passing routes, a lot of crosses, passing out of the backfield. He excelled at that. So I think he would be good at that. Of course, Barry Sanders, Big Anthony Munoz. And this ain't no homer pick. I know Uncle Lee was going to say this, but I said Emmitt Smith. Only because durability, and he wasn't fast in open field, but he was one of the fastest backs to get to the line of scrimmage. And the zone blocking that everybody's doing now, he'd have fed off of that.
You're a homer.
Tell him, Coach. That's the gospel right there, Coach.
Big Larry Allen, Jim Brown. Let's talk about that one. I see a lot of Jim Brown, deservedly so. Lots of props. I give it to Jim Brown. But
Jim Brown end up like Kaepernick though?
Wait, what?
Yeah, he did. He
end up like Kaepernick.
He left early.
It'd be like Kaepernick.
Wait, nah, he can't make no comparison to him and Kaepernick, man. No.
No, I'm not comparing the games. I'm not comparing the games.
You talking about how he got
I'm
blacklisted?
comparing the situation.
No, this situation's not even the same. Hell no.
Hold on. No. If he would have went into 2000, if he would have went into the year Kaepernick did it, he did it at the same time. Or whatever the case was. What? He would have got Kaepernick right out the league.
Man, Kaepernick is a whole different situation because Jim Brown did what he did on his own. Kaepernick was just sucking and jived into.
This one, I know I'm a lifelong Cowboy fan, but if it was one, what is it now? Commander jersey that I would wear, it'd be Sean Taylor. Dude went hard. He was beat.
Facts. Dude to go. And shout out to him, and condolence, man. It was hard. He was a big impact to the game of football.
He was.
So, he'll always
Definitely
be
was.
Hard hitter.
Junior Seau.
Yes.
Uncle Leroy Morgan said Drew Brees.
All right, so now, we're talking about, players that, past players that would impact the current game. So that's what we're talking about right now. And we're saying Drew Brees.
Yep.
No, I'm saying Drew Brees. No, Drew Brees' arm would never survive that era. It was already shot. After the first injury, he would have been done in the 70s.
Before, man.
After the 70s, in the 70s, 60s, 80s, he would have been done. They had no surgeries, requirements, anything for him to stay on the field like that. He would have been done. He would have been toast.
But hey, we're talking about right now. But hey, definitely a shout out to past Madden franchise gaming champion, my guy, man. Mo, appreciate you hanging out with us, man. So, all right, so we're talking about, but it's kind of too early for Drew Brees. I mean, it's kind of early. It's kind of early. So, and to your point, I agree. Like, there was nothing like outstanding about Drew Brees' capability. He was short. He had a injury, and he had arm issues. So I mean, like, I don't see how Drew Brees made that list because he never did anything to change the game.
Man, he brought y'all the championship, man. Give him a little bit more love.
Nah, that's all they care about him for is the championship. They don't really care about Drew Brees. They don't really care about him.
Welcome to New Orleans, baby.
He should open his mouth.
Look, open his mouth or not. No, that's how it is. Look, we love you while you're hot.
Yeah. Randall Cunningham from Edward. Randall Cunningham, Darryl Green. Shout out to the Javelina great. Don Beebe, Ronnie Lott, and Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare.
He's always
in the very word was a backfield, man.
Facts.
Come on, man. How can we forget Barry Sanders, man? Come on, dog.
Man, he's on here.
How we forget my man Tony Romo, dog?
No.
I'll play.
Hey, I'm there. What's for the audience?
Tony Romo, Danny White 2.0, man.
Cut it out.
Eric Dickerson from Godfrey. Ryan Lee. Yeah, okay. That's got to be a joke, right?
Clearly, right. Yeah, he's trolling. Troll.
Troller.
I think that's one of the games where the past to the current, it can transfer a little bit. That in baseball. Because you got to be technical. Yeah, in the trenches, big is fast, strong, but it's been proven you can be a little dude and make it in the NFL. Drew Brees wasn't that big. Doug Flutie played forever. And he was under 6 feet.
Shout out to Doug. BC great, baby. Shout out to Doug.
Yeah, I'm old, man. I remember watching him at Boston College.
Oh, Doug Flutie was the man, dog. Shout out to Doug. The only Boston team I root for is Boston College because they used to help the hood out. You know what I'm saying? They support the hood.
I was wondering, I'm like, you don't like none of your hometown teams.
Right, exactly.
Only Boston College. Only the Eagles I root for. Swear. Only the Boston College Eagles. They help the hood out.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, y'all ready for the last break, fellas?
Yes, sir.
Be back in about 15 to 20. That was a live one. I know. I'll let y'all be.
Yes, it was. Ah!
What's up, world? Kyrie Robinson, man. New Orleans Saints veteran. Hey, man, make sure you guys go check out my guy, man, STWF, the media, man. Check them guys out. Y'all want to get sports talks with players, with fans, anything like that, man, go check them guys out, man. That's the place to be if you want to talk sports. Who that nation?
Back for the last segment of the Sports Chatter Show where we talk about the group's topics that are posted within. Man, we almost done, fellas. But the three of us here right now, this last one fits very well. We're going to talk about the big three. And the big three was KG, my second favorite player of all time. And I've heard this statement before, and this came from Nico. Shout out to Nico. Appreciate you, man. From the Bill Simmons podcast, he said, we broke LeBron. You understand how he got to Miami? The C's. We didn't give a F about LeBron. We didn't hear LeBron. We didn't fear LeBron, and we didn't think he could beat all five of us. Wow, okay. He was trying to consolidate because he didn't want the pressure on him. Kevin Garnett on the Celtics playing LeBron in the playoffs. 2. What you think about that? You was up there. You saw it firsthand.
Like we was talking about this a little bit earlier. The Celtics definitely played the Cavs hard, but like I said, they wasn't games. They wasn't series where they blew them out 4-0 or 4-1. It's a true fact what KG's saying. You know what I'm saying? LeBron went to Miami to stack his team up to beat teams like the Celtics, but this is where KG kind of goes downfall. Because didn't he, after years and years in Minnesota thinking he could win, he finally said, hey, Kevin McHale, get me to Boston. You know what I'm saying? Assemble a team with me, Ray Allen, and the rest of these guys. You know, put some dogs behind me and James Posey and P.J. Brown. And, you know what I'm saying, make it work. He did that. KG, you did that, KG. You know what I'm saying? Because you knew you couldn't beat Kobe and Shaq in the West, so you went east. You went east. And you seen a young guy in LeBron James who was young, you know, you're OG, and that's what old men's supposed to do. Beat up on the opposition, you know, when you can. But, you know, the young pup in LeBron grew up, and he got a better situation, you know, and that's why I feel about the situation. KG's going to scream at that forever and ever, but at the end of the day, you got your one chip. LeBron was able to beat you guys and go to multiple chips and win championships. So, regardless of the situation in the day, are we going to talk about KG's one championship? Are we going to talk about LeBron James' legacy in the 4 championships that he got? Those they'll both be talked about. But at the same time, for KG to say that when you had some dogs behind you, who was really the dog on that Celtics team? I thought it was KG for real. But,
He was a dog.
you know, it kind of became where, you know, it's not like they was out there sweeping. They didn't sweep the Cavaliers. Cavaliers with Delonte West, you know what I'm saying, Mo Williams. If it wasn't for LeBron and Delonte ducking LeBron's moms, you know, the Cavaliers probably would have won one of those series.
I'm gonna say one of the biggest flops, like the biggest regrets in football and basketball is the big three when they had their big this big old great team. KG, you know, he did the exact same thing he's complaining to that LeBron James did. He went out to try and get to a greater team to get him a championship, like you said. So, you know, I don't have any rebuts on that one. Like, you know, I just pretty much mirroring what you're saying.
I think KG just a tad bit different, only because he had success early on and he saw that clock ticking.
Yep, and that's why I say he doesn't get slapped for that though.
Yeah,
but you continue on. Sorry about that.
LeBron was still kind of young,
but that's the thing. He made a quick pivot because he knew where things were going. Because you gotta realize that. Guess what? You know, KG was the start of this whole blockbuster team.
I can see that.
You know, so I mean, you know, it's like that. You got to see what's going on and be prepared for it, because at the end of the day, you know, those blockbuster teams, you know, teams tried that and it fizzled out because that showed, you know, this team that KG was on, it showed that other team that doesn't have the same star impact roster can win. So, So at the end of the day, shout out to LeBron for seeing the way the shift in the league was going. And like I said, that's why I feel like you said that earlier. One of the reasons he's seen the shift, and he knew his current situation, and that led to him going out west.
KG kind of. I'm looking at some of his rosters. I understood what he said about LeBron, but I think he kind of knocking him. It was like Pac calling the kettle black, like I was saying earlier. And I'm looking at it. He has some pretty good teams in Minnesota.
He had some decent teams in Minnesota. He had some pretty decent teams in Minnesota. That 04 team, if they didn't run into Kobe and Shaq, I mean, a lot of people could say Kobe and Shaq, say back then, but they had very solid teams. It's just that, when you're in a small market like that, there's only so much you can get. And I always say that about small market teams in the NBA. Unless you can really get it, and then you're the Warriors, and then you really exhort yourself to be that good of a team, where you could bring a guy like KD in, then you've done your job. But a lot of teams can't get that because it's even hard to just attract a player of a superstar level. And they had KG and they drafted him out of high school. So you look at it, they drafted this guy out of high school, and that's how they got him. Otherwise, KG wouldn't have cared about being in Minnesota.
That's
so
true.
It just speaks volumes. It's not his fault.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault. Hey, look at some of these comments. Bumpy said, "Yet y'all formed the big three to beat him, while all he had was a boogeyman. Get your whack ass on." The big three was made to beat Kobe, not LeBron. I agree with that.
That's agreeable.
Right.
Yeah. Because they wanted that Lakers versus Celtic run like the old days.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hold on. I'll retract that. It was not to beat Kobe and the Lakers because it was this Kobe at the time before Gasol actually was traded to the Lakers. He was traded mid-season that year. The Lakers were in, I believe, 6th or 7th place. When they got Gasol, they jumped to, I believe, the 2nd seed in the West. So necessarily, it was for LeBron James. Now that I'm getting back to now knowing the facts now, it was because of LeBron. And this is why KG's wrong in all aspects. Because they went to go get these guys to go overcome a guy that got the Pistons out of here because everybody thought that the Pistons was still a superb team. The Miami Heat was still a superb team, but then Miami got whacked. Yeah, so it's because of LeBron James and Celtics falling that big three. Goddamn, guys. We learn history every day. We learn history every goddamn day. LeBron James might be better than we all thought he was. Goddamn. And no wonder why they put him in the category with Mike Jordan. Because of shit like this.
Well, you know what? He should be in that category. But I think LeBron was doing good up until he started beating his chest. And here's what's funny, though. I'm going to bring this back around full circle. He get a lot of flack because he said when he brought the Cavaliers back from being down 3-1 to beat the greatest team record-wise ever, he proclaimed himself as being the great. Came out of his mouth at that point in time. Normally, if you're the great, you ain't got to say it. Other people going to tell you that you're the great.
Fact too.
But I think he gets a lot of bad flack. But the reason why I'm coming full circle, as a young up-and-comer right now, that I see a lot of people in the group and on other places that say Luka's cocky. They don't like him. No, he talks noise. Two things with that, though. You can't knock, you know what I'm saying? You can't praise LeBron for it and knock him for it. Second thing is, if he didn't do that, y'all say he's just another weak European.
Exactly, and that's why I like Luka. I like the attitude.
At the end of the day, if you can't be yourself up or down, which to me, LeBron, when his team is up and down, he still performs night in, night out. No matter what's going on. He just needs to stay out the office and making GM decisions. But regardless, he's a great, but he ain't got to tell us you're a great. Let other people tell you that you're great.
Facts.
Wiley said LeBron had to get out of the East first before he could ever think of facing Kobe, and before that, the Spurs. Spurs was rolling in.
That is true.
And he did get his revenge on them. Shout out to Corrente. And then Vanel says, my only thing with his statement is, he says, we, because it was the Celtics versus the Browns. That's what I'm saying. When he said the 5 of us, that's what popped out of my head at the statement. Like, one man versus 5 of y'all? That's kind of giving them some props, man. But
Nah, it's probably the referees too. They was playing Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, KG, the referees, and Rondo.
But it says it was the Celtics versus the Browns, but not another person. Soon as it became us versus them, they lost and never went back to the finals. Boston had Christian says Boston had a stick back then. KG, the truth, and Ray in their prime. Yeah, that's true. We talked about that a little bit. So Tavares says, so y'all jumped him. Is that a Friday reference?
They jumped LeBron. That's what they tried to. They jumped LeBron. If anything, they jumped him. They jumped him, and it took them a long time to get him down because the series, like I said, they didn't go 4 or 5 games. They went to the limit. Like LeBron James was in there in the Garden scoring 40 plus. At the end of the day, they had Mo Williams and Ilgauskas. You know, like come on. Really?
It did, man. This Joshua, how old was LeBron? People forget or ignore that he got in the league fresh out of high school with wild pressure put on him. I think these guys wish they were viewed the same way at his age and have resentment.
Wow.
Real talk. That might be the realest. That might be the realest thing right there. That's real.
The realest thing
He came out and had success. He came out and had success, and he's a top 3 player of all time. I think it's a lot of dudes do resent him for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Brian, he said, beat all 5 of us. ... So basically, y'all jumped him. I mean, couldn't you just do it by yourself, KG? You cried to get out of Minnesota. Y'all said that earlier. What team have you led? I'll wait. Man, that's the last statement on that thread, man. That's a mic drop right there, bro.
Facts.
He did have some Honey Nut Cheerios though. No, don't forget that.
Man, it's always fun, but all things do have to come to an end.
Blown. Unfortunately, that is true. But there's always tomorrow, and tomorrow we will be live again at 7:30 on the Nothing But Basketball show. So
be on time, cause I'm gonna be on time tomorrow. I gotta be there front and center to watch my Mavs for game 1.
Whoa.
Oh, this dude about to have everything ready. What you making tomorrow? Coach? Because I know you chefing something up for game 1, man.
Man, I'm sleeping on it right now, but I'm gonna have something up my sleeve, man. You know I be posting.
Tailgate in Dallas.
Big facts. But
I got my Shrine Eye, I got my Mav clappers, I got my J Kid jersey. I'm ready, man.
Okay. Well, I guess you can start the shout outs then. I see you ready. You already a shout out to the kid, Jason Kidd, to the Mavs.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my brothers on here, man. It's always, as Two said, it's therapeutic for your mind, man. Get on here, chop it up, engage with folks. Shout out for a couple of people that tuned in here tonight. Get in here, man. Share that stuff. I'm gonna say something I shouldn't have said. Share that man. Let's continue to grow this thing. Let's do this. Big moves coming your way. The big brand.
Wait, you said that with your chest, man. Hey, you know what? Everybody cheer that up for. Yeah, we like that, baby. Hey, this is doing over Leroy. Don't say the Leroy without the Junior. Definitely a shout out to everybody that support the brand. That doesn't support the brand, guess what? We still support you, so it's all good. But got big things coming, like you said, Coach Lee. Y'all, tap in, sit down, lock in, and ride with us. And we're gonna be, continue to make moves. So, what else you got? Who your shout outs is to?
Shout out the brand, man. And only the brand tonight, because that's what we working around, man. Involving in getting this brand to where it needs to be. We getting there. So shout out to the brand. Shout out to everybody tuning in tonight. Tune in tomorrow for the basketball show. I'm trying to make that grand entrance for the show, but if I'm not there, I'll be all in these comments, man. And if y'all see me as a Facebook user, just know it's gonna be funny and it's gonna be me.
right, we got you.
Shout out.
Until next time, man. Look, catch us on Spotify, Apple iTunes, YouTube, YouTube, MyTube, all over. Y'all can Google us. We're on the first page of Google. Check us out, Sports Talk Podcast. Till then, till tomorrow, we'll be back. Peace.
Hey.
Take care.
Yes, sir.
Peace out.